Hey guys, what's up? Today is Sunday, April the 16th. We got 4 games on today's schedule. Second day of the NBA playoffs. As usual, we're going to do some analysis, break each one of these games down, see if we can come up with some winners. But before we do that, guys, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. Hit that notification bell to get the alerts when my videos come on. Briefly, talk about yesterday, guys. First day of the playoffs. We did pretty well, 3-1 overall. The only game that we dropped was in the game between Cleveland and New York. I had Cleveland in that ball game. I actually felt a little uncomfortable yesterday when I was doing my video. Realized that I picked all 4 favorites to win. 3 of them came through. And to be honest, guys, I actually like Cleveland the most out of all 4 games yesterday. The only game that we dropped. Still, it's all right, 3-1, and not too shabby. For today, 4 games, interesting matchups. So, guys, let's not waste any more time. Get right into the action and see if we can come up with some more winners. Let's go. All right, guys, first game of the day and probably the most popular game on the slate. We got the Memphis Grizzlies at home taking on the LA Lakers. Memphis currently a 3.5-point home favorite. I had Memphis favored by 4 in this game. Start off by talking a little bit about the Grizzlies. 51-31 finished their regular season. Second place in the West. Another successful regular season. 20 games above 500. A very dominant, guys. 35-6 at home, best record in the NBA this season. Just 6 home losses. Very, very impressive. The Lakers, 43-39, 7th place in the West. We all know how their season started. Looked very unlikely that they were going to make the playoffs, but the trade deadline, they added a lot of pieces, got rid of some other ones. The team seems to have meshed pretty well. And they ended up not only making the playoffs, but got the 7th seed. 43-39 overall, 4 games above 500. Playing pretty good basketball. In this ball game, guys, I am leaning towards a play here with Memphis. Actually, on the money line, I don't really like this low line. As you can see, my estimate, it is a half point higher than what the actual line is. That does kind of worry me a bit. I did expect this line to be a little higher, but of course, the bookies also have to defend themselves. I do expect a lot of Laker money coming into this game. We know they are the popular team here. LeBron James, whichever team LeBron James plays on, the public loves to bet on. And why not? The Lakers are playing well. I'm not saying that since the public is going to bet on them, they're going to lose. But guys, over here, the 35-6 home record for Memphis, the excitement, the young legs, I think is going to play the difference here. I like him here to start out the series with a W. I'm going to pay that extra juice. Just take him on the money line. Would not want to get taken out over here with this 3.5-point line. So I'm going to take him. Memphis and the money line here is my play on this first game of the schedule. In the second game of the schedule, guys, we got the first place Milwaukee Bucks taking on the 8th seed Miami Heat. Milwaukee, a 9-point home favorite. Currently, I had Milwaukee favored by 10 in this game. Line, guys, a point shorter than my estimate. I did expect this game to be in the double digits, the line, but it is obviously not. Milwaukee, 58-24 on the regular season, best record in the league. Surprisingly, guys, no team this season won 60 games. Obviously, I think load management has a lot to do with this. A lot of teams, a lot of the top teams especially, not playing the best guys in every game. The reason I think for these records that we're seeing this season, no 60-win teams. I don't remember the last time this happened. I think we do tend to have a team every season winning at least 60 games. Not the case this season. Anyways, in this ballgame, guys, the Bucks, the ultimate favorite. Best team in the league, like I mentioned, 32-9 at home. Healthy. The injury report looks clean from Milwaukee. They're going to be coming into this game at full strength. Even though there were some reports about Chris Middleton's knee that they wanted to get an MRI on it, but it looks like he went through practice. He's going to be ready to go. Don't know exactly in what kind of shape he's in, how much work he's been putting in practice, and what he's going to be like. But if he's going to be available, it means good to go. We can only expect the good Chris Middleton to play in this ball game. The Miami Heat guys, we know we've been following them. They were involved in the play-in tournament. I had to give a couple of games over there. Looked shaky in both of them, especially the first one where they lost straight up to the Atlanta Hawks at home. They needed a second game And the second game, we're also staring defeat right in the eyes. They got down to the Bulls in that game. They were down by 5 or 6 points late in the game until they made a late surge and ended up winning that game comfortably by 11. I was happy about that. I had Miami in that game. I was kind of sweating that one out, but at the end, all good. The Heat came through. In this ball game, guys, I know in a way it does kind of look kind of easy. I think the way Miami's been playing from Milwaukee to come in here and blow this Heat team out. But guys, don't forget the Miami Heat. They are a team that is built for the playoffs. Look at recent history. Last few years, they've been playing pretty well. Last year, guys, they actually even made it to the conference finals. I know recent form hasn't been on their side, but they are a team that is capable of doing damage. And I think them having actually a couple of games under their belt will help them in this game. The Bucks, we know, since they do have the top seed, been out of action for a week. Could be a little rusty here. This short line, guys, single digits. I think the books are kind of inviting money on the Bucks. So over here, guys, I think since Miami is also a very unpredictable team, I kind of like them in this spot with the +9. And to be quite honest, guys, I know as crazy as this sounds, I wouldn't even be surprised if they ended up squeezing out a W in this game. I know it's a long shot, but this kind of game, for some reason, looks like it has surprise written all over it. But in any case, guys, I'm going to be taking the points here. Miami +9 is my pick in this game. Even though I do expect closer towards game time, this line could get bumped up to a 9.5, possibly even to my estimate of the -10. That'll only be another signal that the money is coming in on the Bucks, which I do expect the money to come in on the Bucks. I'm going to be looking to take Miami in this game with the points. In the third game of today's schedule, guys, we got the Los Angeles Clippers going to Phoenix, taking on the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix currently a 7.5-point home favorite. Had Phoenix favored by 7 in this game. The fourth-seeded Phoenix Suns, let's talk about them first. 45-37 on the regular season. Playing pretty good basketball, guys, ever since Kevin Durant got back in the lineup. I think they were undefeated with KD in the lineup, even though they did lose 2 straight to finish off the regular season. Those last 2 games, Monty Williams didn't play any of his starters. Looked like he did not want to risk injury. After seeing KD go down in warm-ups, decided to not risk it. I think good for him, but there could be a negative to this. They haven't played. The starters haven't played a game in over a week and a half now. They haven't been in action for a week since they did finish with the 4th spot. We're not involved in the play-in tournament. And the last couple of games, they've been out for 10 days or so. Could be a little rusty. The Clippers, 44-38. Playing without one of their star players, Paul George. We know that. There were some videos that I saw on social media that he was in shoot-around with the team, but the reports say that he will only be back in the semifinals, which means for this series, doesn't look like there's any chances of him coming back. Now, is that a trick from the Clippers, just announcing him being out and maybe trying to pull off a surprise for the Suns? Don't know. He did look kind of, he would just stand still shooting, wasn't doing anything big in practice. So the reports could be pretty accurate. The Clippers, though, still do have Kawhi Leonard, one of the top players in the league, and a rejuvenated Russell Westbrook. He got out of that toxic environment, in my opinion, with the Lakers, where he definitely did not fit over there on the Clippers. He's starting to look like the old Westbrook. He's playing pretty good basketball, scoring the ball, good field goal percentage. He's smiling, and the happiness is showing on the court. He's playing some pretty good basketball. The Clippers, guys, definitely the underdogs in this game without Paul George. The reason for this 7.5-point line, even with Paul George, Phoenix would still be the favorite in this game. I think this is kind of a bad spot for the Clippers. I don't expect them to come out of this series. If I were to make a prediction, I would say Phoenix in 6. I do expect Phoenix to probably win both of these first 2 games. I kind of like him in this spot, though, with the -7.5. The line is kind of a high, the 7.5, I know. I think it is going to invite Clipper money. I do expect Phoenix to win this game and win it comfortably, Even though most of you guys that have been watching my videos know how I feel about Phoenix's bench, I think Monty Williams is going to give his starters little extra minutes if he sees that the team is struggling. Um, Phoenix here, the ultimate favorite, 7.5. I do expect them to win and cover in this ball game. And in our last game of today's schedule, we got the first place Denver Nuggets taking on the 8th seed Minnesota Timberwolves. Denver 53-29 on the season. Minnesota 42-40. Denver guys in this game 7.5-point home favorites. I had Denver estimated as a 7-point home favorite. Denver guys, we know one of the top teams in the league, especially at home, 34-7, second best record in the league, just behind the Grizzlies. Just one game worse. They were the best record for the majority of the season, but load management. Jokic was missing for a couple games at the end of the season. Denver did have a big lead between themselves and the second place Grizzlies. Did kind of shut the engines down just before the playoffs, and they did take quite a few losses, even at home. The reason for this 34-7 record, still very, very impressive. The Timberwolves guys, we know needed the play-in tournament in order to come through. They got a huge win in their second game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. After losing the first leg of the play-in tournament to the Lakers, after being up 15 in that game, ended up losing, but they took care of business in the second game. I was actually hoping Minnesota would have won that first game. I would have loved to see them in the first round matchup with Memphis again. A very entertaining series last season between those two teams. Minnesota, we know, does play very well in the playoffs. Very, very competitive. Now that they got some experience under their belt, could do some damage here, guys. Denver, obviously the favorites here to come through in this series, but I don't think it's going to be easy, guys. I do expect this series to go 6, possibly 7 games. I don't think Denver is going to have the easiest times over here, even though I love Denver, guys. If you guys have been following my videos, I have Denver actually getting out of the West and possibly even going all the way. I know they're not the favorites, and especially if you look at what kind of basketball they're playing the last couple of weeks of the season, you'd think I'm crazy, but I really like their team, guys. They have a lot of depth. They have Nikola Jokic. In my opinion, even though I doubt he's going to win the MVP this season, the best player in the world. The best player in the world. I know a lot of people and a lot of you watching will not agree with me on this, but he is a big, big difference maker. He can dominate the game on so many different levels, guys. Scoring, passing, rebounding, does so many things. Such a high IQ. Just an absolute beast, in my opinion. Top player, obviously, in this series between them and the Timberwolves. He might find it to be a little difficult, though. We know Minnesota has a big front line, Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. Even though, guys, kind of funny, I don't know if you've seen it. There was this video where Jamal Murray was telling a story a few years ago with Jokic when he was playing against Gobert, when Gobert was still in Utah. And the coach for Utah was yelling for other players to go double team and help out on Rudy Gobert. And Gobert was like, "No, I got it." And Jokic turned around, looked at him and said, "Brother, I got 47." He had 47 points on him, and Rudy Gobert was calling off the double teams. I thought that was a funny video. If you guys haven't seen it, go to YouTube, search it. You'll get a good laugh out of that. So, guys, what does this tell me? He has found the trick to Gobert. I don't think he's going to have too many problems with him, but he does have size, and with Karl Anthony Towns also down there, could be a little difficult, even though the Joker shouldn't have too many problems down on the blocks with those two players. Other than that, guys, the Timberwolves do have some good wing players. We know there are players that are missing. Jaden McDaniels, and we know the most important one, Naz Reid, two very important players. Not going to be with the team. But if you saw the game against the Thunder, guys, very impressive. They did pretty well without those two. Very competitive. Even though they haven't had too much time off. A couple games under their belt, and even in the play-in tournament. Should help them out over here. The Nuggets, like I mentioned, in the first game that I talked about between the Lakers and the Grizzlies. them being out for so long. They could be a little rusty. And in my opinion, guys, the Timberwolves, I do think they do have enough to stay competitive in this game. I have them here with the plus 7.5. I think they could keep this game within the number, even though Denver, guys, I do expect them to win this game. Minnesota could keep it close. They could keep it close. This is my pick in this ballgame, Minnesota plus 7.5. I know it probably won't be popular, but I think the matchups here are not too bad for the Timberwolves. Minnesota plus 7.5 for the last game of today's schedule. And this is what I got for you guys on this Sunday, April the 16th, second day of the NBA playoffs. 4 interesting games that we did our analysis on, broke them all down, got our picks, and we are ready to roll. Now, guys, obviously I'm doing this video a little earlier than I usually do. If I need to update some of these plays, give me a follow over on Twitter. I will update them there. And also revisit the video over here, guys. I will put a pinned comment down below with any updates. If you guys want to follow on Twitter or just revisit the video, it's all cool. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I have for you guys today. Good luck on whatever you decide to bet. And I will see you all in tomorrow's video. Have a good one, guys. Later.